Hi there, my name is Malcolm Wilkinson, and welcome to Millennial Meals, a place where we show you how to make delicious meals and treats right in your own home. So I was kind of craving something a little bit more crunchy. Now, I didn't want to get potato chips or something a little less healthy for me, so I wanted to go with something a little bit more organic. So on this episode, I'm going to be showing you how to make pumpkin seeds. Let's get baking.
So here's some of the things you're going to need to carve up your pumpkin. You're going to need some plate or bowls to hold the seed and guts, a pan. Now this is optional, but you can get parchment paper. It makes it a lot easier for cleanup after when you bake the seeds. A spatula, a carving knife, a scooper or spoon, and an oven.
So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to cut a hole in the top of the pumpkin. So then I would pull this off like a cap or a lid, then use my scooper to get the seeds and the guts out. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to separate them out, seeds in one plate and guts in the other, because basically what I'm going to be doing is the guts is going to be put in my composter because that's going to be turned into compost so I can feed my pepper plants later, and then my seeds, which I'm going to season and bake in the oven, so then I have my crunchy snack. But that's it. I'm going to start carving my pumpkin. Alright, now we're going to begin separating our seeds and our guts, and then we're going to get this puppy started. Alright, so it looks like I got all the seeds, or at least 99% of them, out of my pumpkin. Now I can at least start baking. But I guess one thing I wanted to say is that the reason why I used my hand initially was because when the seeds are entangled in the pumpkin guts, it's a lot easier to filter those seeds into my hand and then get the guts out, so then I can basically throw my seeds in the plate. With that said, I'm going to use my scooper. I'm going to get all the pumpkin guts out now. Alright, so obviously I kind of butchered my pumpkin a little bit. I didn't realize how long the handle was and how small my pumpkin was, so I had to kind of try and get my spoon or my scooper in there, and that's why I had to cut some of these pieces off. Normally you don't want to do this because it's going to make it harder for you to put your lid on. Luckily, I guess my lid still fits. I guess it's a little hole for me to put the candle in now. But the reason why I kind of shifted and used this little spoon was because then that way I have enough room. So that's another thing I would say. Be sure you get a big enough pumpkin and carve a big enough hole so you can actually get your hand in there so you can get the seeds and the guts out. So right now what I'm doing is I'm preheating my oven to 350 degrees because after when it's at 350, I'm going to bake these seeds for about 15 minutes. But first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to throw these on the pan and salt them.
So once you put your pumpkin seeds inside the oven and start cooking them, every 5 minutes you're going to want to pull out the seeds and shift them around to get them more evenly baked so that one side doesn't get baked more than the other. The goal is to get them to a light brown color.
Alright, our pumpkin seeds are done. So I cooked that in the oven at 350 degrees and I cooked it for about 20 minutes, and then after when I looked at it I was like, it needs a little bit more, so I put in another 5 minutes, so basically 25 minutes. Another thing is, the reason why I left the guts on them and I didn't wash them is because those pumpkin guts add a lot of flavor to these pumpkin seeds. Also, as far as seasoning, I just use sea salt because one of my favorite snacks is pretzels. But again, I wanted something that was a little bit healthier, still had a little crunchy taste, so I just threw sea salt on these. Now, if you want to put other seasoning on your pumpkin seeds, feel free to do so. With that said, this is how you make pumpkin seeds. Y'all stay safe and have a good one.